Great, thanks, Mark. Santosh, if you could take it from here.
Yeah. My name is Santosh. I work with Cummins Inc. Basically, I've been in the remote infrastructure management side or infrastructure management side for about close to 12 years. We initially, I was on the supplier side, working for a company in the U.S., and then I'm now on the customer side. So I've seen this market change in the last 10 years. Initially, like Mark mentioned, it was more regional outsourcing, and the regional outsourcer was doing some global remote infrastructure management work. But in the last 3-4 years, with technology maturing in terms of remote infrastructure management, we have moved more to an offshore model. And we moved a lot of work to India more from a cost perspective, labor arbitrage perspective. And one benefit we have seen is as we move the work, we've been centralizing also our support across the globe. So our organization also has been restructured as we started centralizing in the offshore model. That has been a side benefit. The experience we've had is it does have its set of challenges in terms of an infrastructure management work typically takes about 6 months to a year to really start to become more stable and start delivering, and there's a certain level of instability. So it has to be kind of a partnership effort between the customer and the supplier to kind of work together to iron out the issues and resolve them. After a few years, it starts stabilizing. You start seeing the cost benefits. One of the new challenges that we are looking towards now is, since we have centralized our infrastructure management, is how do we take it forward and look at different pieces of our infrastructure. One of the things we're investigating now is it worthwhile to go towards a utility model, because infrastructure is becoming very capital intensive with growth in different regions. You want to focus your capital more in the core areas of your business instead of into IT. So one of the possibilities we're looking at is, can we get a provider to take on the responsibility of giving us the service as a utility and just charge us by usage or by user. And it could be anything from, say, printing to desktops to server storage. What that gives you is it also gives you the flexibility to scale up and down based on your business cycles. So that's what we would envisage probably 2 to 3 years from now, is that the market would kind of move in that direction. I think what the additional benefits we have seen is, as we have centralized support, it has also helped us to standardize the environment, meet compliance requirements more effectively. I think those are all the points I had.
Fantastic, thanks. Swapan, if you would like to tell us a little bit of the view from the supplier side, that would be fantastic.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Paul. Before I get on to sharing the views, I just thought I'll do a quick introduction to the Infrastructure Services Division. The reason to do that this is relatively new, and most of you would know HCL as a software services provider in the market. I represent the Infrastructure Services Division of HCL Technologies, which in India, of course, is known as HCL Comnet. We are in the business of managing complex IT infrastructures for global customers. We currently are close to managing about 50,000 servers, about 10,000 databases, about 250,000 desktops. Our help desks get about 1 million calls per annum. That's the kind of scale of operations that we currently run in. The one point which I would want to let you know, which probably sums up where we are standing today in this area, is I'll take an analogy. When we used to talk of the Moore's law in the heydays of when computing power was the big thing in the IT industry. So processing power doubles every 18 months. What's been happening in the RIM space in HCL is that the number of people who work in the RIM doubles every 18 months. We currently stand at about 3,500 people. That's the strength which works in the RIM area in just our place. And this is, of course, outside what Paul mentioned about the hidden delivery that happens for the multinationals who deliver their services from India. So that was a quick introduction, Paul. I hope it was short and crisp.
Very good.
I
I think you've done that before.
All right, thank you. I had the risk of Paul stopping me in the middle of the introduction because it would appear a sales pitch. So that's the reason I just checked with him. Coming down to what I think has been happening and possibly what's going to happen, I think essentially when we set out in this area, I think the key vision or the key objective was that we felt that most of the large IT enterprise, I mean the IT organization of any large IT enterprise, had somewhat plateaued in terms of their optimization or process standardization that they could do in the infrastructure operations. This could be, this could vary from one organization to the other, but by and large, they were at some kind of a stagnation that had happened in terms of what more benefits they can draw from their existing teams, from the way that they currently run their infrastructure. So the vision, or at that time I would really call it mission because we just wanted to get going with this, was to be able to do it better than what the customer was actually currently doing. That's what was our objective. It still is our objective. As it happens with any other product or any other service that goes out into the market, once it starts running, there's a lot of latent need that comes up. It emerges once you put the service in the market, and so it happened here. So there were latent needs of follow the sun being a major driver. People wanted to have a secondary setup in India, which then helps them to create a backup team, which in times of a disaster could possibly take over and run operations. And there were people who were interested in a pure cost saving. So these were latent needs that came up. And so today we have a customer base where in some cases we fully fulfill what we set out to do. In some cases we meet some of the latent needs. In most cases we do both. So that's how it has been so far. Going back to the optimization bit, I think the key factor that we were looking out to achieve was to be able to bring in an increased efficiency. And once you've reached a level of increased efficiency, look at increasing effectiveness. So it's not about handling an X number of tickets.